Welcome back to another video. In this week we're going to have a first look and ride of the Propel Endeavour Pro. So I've come out to some woods here next to my house. I've never been here before, I've not ridden here before, so we're going to have a blast around the woods, try out the board, see what I feel of it, see what I kind of think of the first impressions, check it over some trails, tracks, and I think there's some stony paths I passed on the way down. Get a first feel of the board, and then we'll talk about the first impressions. First, let's get into the ride. Okay, we're back where we started. Forgive the sunglasses, obligatory, so I can read my notes I've got. First up, actually, I've been rocking this lazy rolling jacket for the last few rides I've been on. I'm absolutely loving it. Feels really comfortable. The pads and stuff, yeah, great. I'll put a link in the description. You should check them out, they're really good. So yeah, let's jump into the board. It's a lovely ride. I'm really enjoying it. It's a beautifully crafted. It's like the baby version of the X4S. If you've seen my video before, massive 10-inch wheel monster, 4-wheel drive beast, just built for some off-roading. This is like the streamlined 2-wheel drive 8-inch tyre version, running a 12 S5P. So pretty much everything I loved about the X4S is shrunk down to this 2-wheel board, and it still delivers. It's still got some power. I'd say it's a little slower for start. Power delivery is a little bit sort of gentle to begin with, which is okay, but sometimes you're on a hill, maybe a hill start, you want to give it just a bit of bump to get it going. So a little bit too gentle for that, but it's not a big deal. So like I said, it's running at 8-inch tyres, powered by two 6374 motors, 3000 watts. And the battery pack is a Samsung 12S5P at 1110 watt hours. So it's got some range, it's got some power. I will get out for a range test. I'll do that as a separate video because I have a feeling this thing is going to absolutely kill me. It's about 30 miles at my weight, I think, so we're going to be in for a bit of a ride on that one. The board also supports a max rider weight of 150 kilos. So that's me at 100 kilos. I've got my auto bag here with my camera gear in it, some drinks and some snacks and stuff. So you can carry as much gear as you want, and this board is not going to be worried about that. Also the the deck's a lovely carbon fibre finish. So Propel say this will do 31 miles an hour. I haven't tested that yet, but I think that's pretty accurate. It's got some serious power behind it. Getting out on some concrete, put some air in the tyres, and yeah, I think you'll hit that no problem. They claim a hill climb of 38%. If I can get out and do a hill climb, I will try. It's very, very dry around here at the moment, so I think it'll be a bit dusty and a bit slippy, but we'll see. We'll give it a go. So the claimed range at 75 kilos is 71 kilometers, and at 100 kilos it's 50 kilometers. So yeah, I think 30 miles is pretty accurate. The remote has been changed. Where did I put the remote? Much better than the X4S remote. I like having the screen on the top, so you can just get a quick glance of your battery status and speed. Thumb control's not too bad, but let's just make sure I turn it off. It's sluggish at the start. There's a lot of power at the end, which is okay unless you really need the power right now. It's not a huge deal, but it's annoying and needs a little bit of a tweak. The brakes, there's nothing here until you get right to the end, then the brakes come on. That, coming down some of these trails, not so bad on the muddy bits, but I came down this really steep slope. It was all bumpy and stony. I started to pick up a little bit of speed and had to engage the brakes, but because there's nothing brake, they lock up and you're losing control of the board because the wheels are just locked, and you're sliding down on some gravelly stones. So that to me is really bad. I don't know who set up the brake curves and the acceleration curves, but these need adjusting really quickly. Yeah, you've got a vest, you can sort that out. First impressions, the ride feel it's beautiful. I've took it over some of the stuff that probably maybe a bit too much. I think for the X4S would have eaten it up, and I tried to take this over it. There's a few, what worries me is there's a few bricks and bits and bobs, big stones in the floor here, so as they stick up, I'm really worried about bottoming out that battery pack on the bottom of the board. It's I don't know how tough it is. It's quite plasticky, so I'm really worried about the any kind of stones or any damage. Obviously you don't want any kind of damage to your lithium ion batteries. If you just heard that bell, it was the cutest dog ever trying to sneak up on a squirrel, but it was making so much noise. It was trying to stealthily sneak up, rattling away. I lost my place. Where was I up to? First impressions. Okay, so yeah, stability of the board is wonderful. Just bumping all over this stuff, yeah, really good. This individual wheel suspension, each wheel just eats its way over the ground really nicely. You feel very comfortable. I think if you got some bindings on this board, it'd be an absolute beast. There was a few bumps where I'm like, I was being a bit cautious for myself as first ride on this, and because of course it's not my board, I don't want to bottom it out and destroy it, because you know I'll never get lent a board from these guys again. It's a blast. It's an absolute blast. I think their original 1,700, I think they might be going up to 1,900-ish in the UK. I'll drop some links in the description. But it's a beauty. I really like it. I've had an absolute blast of it already today. I don't know where I put the remote. It's got so much power left. I've been all up and down these woods, up some of these massive hills, through all the trees and stuff down on this side, and tons of battery left, absolutely tons. I'm going to have another blast around the woods, just turn the cameras off, go and have some fun, and I bet you I'll get home with more than half a battery left and be absolutely wrecked. So that's it for my first impressions. The board's beautiful, it rides wonderfully. If you can just sort out the curves, so the power delivery and braking, you've got a real winner here, a real winner. I will do a more in-depth review. I'm going to get out and I'm going to ride it every single day for the whole week, and then I'll do a proper in-depth review coming out maybe in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below and I'll answer them as soon as I can, and I shall see you next week.